I am just out of that class. Holy. I'm actually getting emotional right now. Like, I don't know why I'm crying. What the hell? I have not told anyone about it. I've not told like my friends or family. Oh my god, that was Jesus. I'll do it. It was genuinely so scary. I was literally terrified. Would I say it's life changing? Okay, so I'm just back from the first day. I'm just back from the first day from the acting class that I'm taking. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed learning people's story of why they've came here, what was their backstory, what experience have they had in the past. Most of them didn't have any experience, which is so reassuring. We learned about the 93-7 rule, so 7% of the words that you speak aren't your true form of communication. It's mostly the 93%, and the 93% includes things like eye contact, tone, pitch, speed, intention, body language, mannerisms, all that kind of stuff. So I loved learning about that. That was really interesting. So yeah, it was a bit nerve-wracking because I had to stand up and say who I was, what is my background. I just basically said that I came from a background in design. When I was younger, did plays, like shows, dancing, singing, acting, Irish dancing, ice skating, like loads of things. Yeah, I'm just so glad I went out my comfort zone and like went for it basically, because I have not told anyone about it. I've not told like my friends or family that I've joined this course. Just because I don't want any judgment right now. Like I want to go and not feel fearful or doubtful of myself, and I don't want that to interfere with anything that I'm learning. So yeah, it's scary. It's different because it just goes back to like small town syndrome. Where you grow up, your hometown, people are generally quite judgmental of you because they've known you your whole life. They don't like change, and they don't like being caught off guard or surprised if you change your mind on things. It's just part and parcel with living in a small town. It is just, you know, people expect you to go to school, go to college or uni, and then go straight into a job that's related. And then obviously things like getting married, then having children, then buying a house and all that. Whatever order it is, people are very judgmental. In my experience anyway, I can't speak for everyone, but that's the reason why I didn't tell anyone. And yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I'm happy to just go in my own wee world, and I'm just really excited. I'm really excited to learn and be nervous. I want to be nervous, I want to be scared, I want to try new things, I want to be better at public speaking, I want to be better at just generally like communicating with like a bigger audience, like a big group of people, and just feel more at ease and not get, obviously it's good to be nervous, but yeah, I just want to get practice at that. I really don't know where it's going to lead. Like I said during my intro that it was more like curiosity and be experimental, so that's kind of it. I'm like really proud of myself that I like signed up and went, and I'm really excited to go next Saturday. That's the update, and yeah, can't wait for next week. Hey. I'm back. I'm feeling so revived. I'm not holding my phone, don't worry. I'm just gonna talk whilst drive. This week we did so much. We did one-to-ones with different partners on repetition speaking to each other in the same sentence but use different tones. I basically nominated myself to like go up and speak. Basically you had to speak for however many minutes on one topic, and the leader of the course that gives you like an opener, and mine was what a perfect sentence this was. What I have learned being X years old, like what I have learned being 25 years old. I could have spoken honestly for about 10 more minutes. I basically spoke about how experiences have like shaped me as a person, and everyone was sitting down and you had to stand and speak until she said stop. Well, it was very intimidating. I was nervous, my hands were absolutely freezing, because when I get nervous my hands get really cold, and after the speech is over they dissect the speech that you've just done. Noticed that I was fidgeting with my hands, and it's probably because my hands were absolutely freezing. They also noticed that I walked about a bit. That is intimidating, but I tried to address everyone, and they did notice that. They noticed that I was really expressive. What is this car doing? I swayed back and forth like this. Something I need to work on and be like more aware of. Yeah, it was just really nice to actually get some criticism of like just standing up and speaking. I absolutely just loved it. I think the girl is so smart and she's so clever, and she understands micro reactions and pieces of knowledge that help you not only be an actor or be anything of that nature, just like a much more aware person. Oh my god, I need to do a turn. We had to go into another pair of two. We spoke about what makes me mad, so it was quite like a fiery conversation, so things that annoy you, upset you, make you mad. It was just really interesting to listen to her and watch her body language. Body language is like one of the big things that we try and focus on, and how that feeds into your narrative. Last week I was really hungover and I didn't do a video after the class, but last week we did the repetition game where you ping sentences back and forth, but focus more on the tone. It was really weird. It was quite a strange exercise, but I really enjoyed it. And then we actually got a script last week. It's really short, it's only like a minute long, and it's like a conflict between two people. Well, yeah, I was too hungover to do a video last week, but yeah, I'm about to go in for week 4, I think this is. Yeah! I'm always excited for this, so yeah, buzzing. Hey, so I'm using a different camera this time. I was in a rush last week, so I didn't get to video what happened, but basically last week, which was week 4, so we're halfway through, we talked about dissecting the script, and we used tasks to analyse how you would approach it. So we took so many notes last week. Actually, it was more like a whiteboard session. We talk about where the setting is, what the tension is, what the cause and effect is of each scene. It was so interesting because we were talking about how we fuel our emotion, that you don't fuel it by past experience, you build it by imagination, so that it's more sustainable going forward. Because sometimes when you think of a sad thought or a happy thought, sometimes get desensitized to it and doesn't work as much. It's not as truthful as it usually is for the first couple of rounds. It sometimes loses its potency, so which was really interesting. I don't know how I'm gonna approach that because I usually just base everything off my personal experience, but I'm gonna try it out. I have no idea what this lesson is gonna entail today, but I'm excited. I am just out of that class. Holy. We performed this week. It was amazing. It was genuinely so scary. I was literally terrified. I couldn't stop shaking. I was sweating, I was shivering because I was freezing, and it was just the most weirdest thing ever. It wasn't, but it didn't feel weird, it felt so natural at the same time. I think it's because I make TikToks and I do like monologue TikToks. Maybe that's why it felt natural, but it was terrifying, but it felt natural and I loved it. I loved every minute. I loved watching other people's as well. We got to perform a totally improvised scene with a partner in your mind, an imaginary partner in an imaginary situation where you are in conflict with a person and you have to convey something to get with what you want. I wrote a scenario, but it was too close to the script that we're studying and we weren't asked to actually do that. Quite a few people made that mistake, so I actually ended up writing the scenario on the spot and just improvised it. So the scenario was, I have a partner, a lover, and he embarrassed me at dinner by telling people that I'm doing an acting class and I wanted to keep it a secret. Which is technically true because I have been not really telling anyone. My tactic was to smack him into reality, so really fierce, be raging, portray that emotion of rage and hurt. And the consequence was, if he ever does that again, he is going to move out of my flat. That was the scenario that I set myself, and obviously everybody was watching. You're put in a circle and you have to stand and you have to perform. I basically wanted my character to be just coming home from the dinner that they've just had, and I had my jacket on. I had this jacket on, I had my bag on my shoulders, and before I went outside the door and I was like stretching because I get really tense, like my chest gets tense, my arms get tense, so I just stretched for a bit before I started. So did that, opened the door, I walked in and I was terrified, like I was shaking and I was just nervous. I came in and I started just speaking. I didn't even know what I was saying. It felt right in the moment. It felt like I was having an argument with somebody that I knew. Well, I kind of related it to people I've had an argument with in the past, but I was accusing him of telling people about the classes that I wanted to keep a secret, and that he doesn't respect me and he only thinks about himself and he doesn't really listen to me and all that kind of stuff. It's all hypothetical, but there was moments, physical moments, where I was physically shaking and my voice was shaking, and also in my head I had planned to take my jacket off, take my bag off and take my shoes off and my earrings off, almost like I was getting undressed just to put my pyjamas on and go to bed. I was thinking about it like it was at night time, but when I did that I only made it to the jacket and the bag, but when I wanted to take my shoes off I felt like sitting down to take my shoes off, but then in my character was like, my character would be too annoyed to even sit down, so I made the mistake of sitting down and sitting back up again, and it looked awkward. It didn't feel natural and it didn't look natural because I was too in my head, and that was, I'm glad I made that mistake, that I'll remember that for next time. Another thing was, I knew right away that I didn't let the other imaginary character talk back to me. I was totally on a rant, and I guess that's okay, it depends on the situation and the character, but I kind of wish I left them to argue with me more so I could respond and react in a way in my imagination. So we got to listen to everyone's, some people cried during the performance and after, some were really nervous, some then they got a few tries and then they let loose a little bit more. It was so lovely to see everybody just really be vulnerable and also try again. I'm actually getting emotional right now, like I absolutely loved it. I don't know why I'm crying. I just really enjoyed it. That was so weird, I don't know why I'm crying. I just really like it. I really like this space. I really like learning new things. I don't know why I'm crying, what the hell? I've not had this opportunity before, and it's just really nice to try something new and for people to not judge you or like make fun of you or whatever, because everyone was so vulnerable in the class. You get opportunities like this in school when you're younger, and when you're older you don't get that, and it feels really weird because it feels like the world's just shut you off and you can't try anything different. I'm such a loser. Ah! I'm such a loser. My fake tan was so bad. Anyway, I could do that for hours. I could do that all day. I just want to get it perfect. Perfectionist is a big thing for me. I would rather spend a whole day perfecting that than it being 2 hours. It's so much fun to me. I'm really emotional. And I've also got a lot of empathy. So when someone feels something, I feel it. And I always want to resolve the situation. I always want to help the situation. If people are feeling shit, I want to make them feel better and encourage them. I love inspiring people. I love motivating people. Don't know why. I actually don't know why. It's just in me to want to do that. And I feel like my emotions are just on top of me. Like I'm on the tipping edge of almost every emotion, it feels like. If someone was to say something, I genuinely feel like I could feel it. Which is weird. Which is really, really weird. But yeah, I always feel like I'm on the surface. Every emotion is on the surface for me. And if there's a not triggering, but like a word that triggers that emotion, I feel like I could achieve it if I tried and I practiced enough. I'm just so proud of myself for doing this. It's really outside my comfort zone. It's not something anyone has encouraged me to do. I've just really wanted to do it, and I'm fascinated by it. Fascinated. I think it's so amazing. I don't know how it's helping the wider world. Acting, like, I don't know. Of course it has its benefits. Sometimes I see it as like quite selfish. It's quite like a self-absorbed thing, is it not? Because it's all about you performing and showing off. Maybe that's part of my Leo rising. Sagittarius moon, Leo rising. Maybe it's that. I don't know, man. I just really enjoyed today. And yeah. See you next week. Hello. I'm really scared in case somebody sees me in the car park, but today is week 6. I think we've only got 2 sessions to go. Is it 8 weeks? I can't remember. I'm about to go in. I think we're going to perform our scene again, the hypothetical scene, not the scripted one, but we're going to use different tactics. So we'll be using different ways to say things. We got a list of things, and some of them are command, push, smooth, cuddle, things like that. So we'll get to kind of adjust the way that we perform things according to what the task is. Sorry, is it task or tactic? Tactic. Yeah, the tactic. So more improvising today, I think, and I get really nervous when I perform or do anything that causes me to be up on stage. So I'm going to change into this jumper so it hides my neck, because my neck gets all red and it's really embarrassing and I get really self-conscious about it. So I might actually put it on, take this off and put that on, just so that I feel a bit more safer. So yeah, might do that. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye. Okay, I'm back from the class. Oh my god, that was... oh Jesus. So we would say a line, or just say words that were appropriate for the situation, and then we would change the tactics. So you would change the way that you're saying it. So for example, command, nudge, tickle, all these words to evoke another form of communicating the situation and your intentions and feelings about it. And oh, it was so difficult. I could not get emotional because I was so in my head. I was overthinking every word. I think what I struggle with is the words I'm actually saying. Like, I'm terrified of saying stupid words. I'm terrified of making no sense. But then in reality, when you watch all the other performances, everyone's just repeating the same line mostly. Sometimes they change it up. You can tell when some people are writers and some people aren't. I'm not. I like to have a constraint. I like to have words in place. I wish I was good with that. Oh, I just need to believe in myself a bit more. I find it so much easier when there's a person in front of me. I can't do it to a wall. I can do it to a wall, but just not as well as a person, like speaking to another person. Felt like it was more real. They gave me a word. I think it was punch. What was it? Fight? I can't remember the word. And I looked her in the eye and I fought, and it felt real. Like it felt, I've been there before, I've done it before, I've said the same, not the same words, but I've said it in the same way before. I think I'm really good at playing angry people. Am I an angry person? I don't really know. I find it really easy to play angry people, like enraged, like fury, seething. Like I feel so comfortable there, and I've not really practiced anything else. Oh, I'm getting emotional again. Why am I crying again? I just really want to be good. I really want to be good. I want to impress myself first and foremost. Like I find it really hard because I can't see myself. Usually you're like in front of a mirror or a camera or something, but I honestly have no idea what I look like, and it's just these people like sitting around you in a circle and then they're judging on what you present to them, and it's just, I just want to be good at this. Like I love it. I love to watch it. I love to hear about it. I love to learn about it. I want to be in it. I want to do it all the time. It's so annoying because like it's in my head. Like all the feelings that I'm feeling are in my head and they're stored away, and when I put it out into the world it doesn't match what's in my head. Yeah. There's this girl in the class who's unbelievable. Like she's got it. She just has it. It's there. And I really want to be like that. Shout out to Natasha. Hey girl. She's class. She's class. She's got it. She just has it. It's natural. I feel like everything I try and do, I have to work 10 times harder to get to that state. Even at school, like I always had to work harder. I always had to put extra hours in to get the standards where everyone else is. I'm such a slow coach. But anyway, I'll get there. I want to get there. I want to be stimulated. I want to have props around me. I want to have the atmosphere around me. I want to have the person in front of me. I want to feel it. I want to feel the feels. I want to feel the feels. I failed today and I'm so glad I did. I'm going to journal literally everything that happened today because I learned so much. Gave me so many different ways to loosen up. I just want to be in that class every day, and I want to practice and practice and practice and practice and nail it. I want to fucking nail a performance. I just do. Like, I find that's incredibly satisfying. I'd be so proud to see myself do that because I watch other people like every day. I watch others do it every day, and I'd love to achieve that on my own. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'll do it. I just need to buddy up with someone so we can egg each other on. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Next week we're gonna do the performances again, but with an actual person in front of us instead of staring at a blank wall. So that's going to be really exciting. I'm really looking forward to that because it'll, I don't know, for me it'll feel more real. I just watch all these people and all these amazing movies and I just find them so talented and clever and intelligent, and they've trained so much and I want to do that. Anyway, I'm late for the cinema. See you next week. Hey, so I'm just on the train. I'm on my way. I'm really excited about today's class. I practiced quite a lot. I practiced quite a lot of tactics with Beth from the lines that we were given. I just tried them in different ways, and I just recorded myself doing it and watching it back and seeing if it was believable or not. It's really cringy, it's really difficult. And then this week we're going to perform with another person instead of staring at a blank wall, so I'm really excited about today. Hopefully I feel a bit more natural and a bit more like grounded when I actually look at a person. And then afterwards I think a couple of the girls and I are going to get some pizza, and it'd be nice to actually catch up outside of class as well. So I'm excited. See you. Hey, so I am back from today's class. I mean, we went out after the class, so it's now, oh my god, it's nearly, it's 9:15 and I've been out since 10:30 today. Wow, and it's still so light. I absolutely love it. Anyway, oh, there's some wee boys playing football. Oh my god, they're gonna come next to me. I think they're gone. Today was just so incredible. I got the train in this time. I didn't drive because I knew that we were going out for dinner pretty soon after that. So got in, did the scene with an actual person this time, and it was really very different, and it was a lot more real, and I felt like more like I could forget the audience when I was reacting to an actual person. However, the person that I was doing the scene with didn't speak English very well. So there was a bit of problems with like the lines, and it actually made me improvise. But I think it was quite, not gonna lie, like the whole thing was, in my opinion, it was like a hot mess. I'm sure it looked differently to other people, but for me, like, it didn't go word perfect. Therefore, it was a hot mess because I was like weaving in and out of the hypothetical situation versus the real situation. So it was a bit all over the place, but I'm happy that that happened. I'm happy that my scene partner didn't really know the lines and like understand like the English very well. Hey, so my camera died and it has been 24 hours since I last filmed. What I was saying was my scene partner didn't know the lines, and I was thankful for that because it made me realise that you need to be absolutely spot on with improvisation, which I really need to practice on. It's just one of the things where you just have to do. Just chat about do you memorise your lines as well as the other person's lines. I can see the benefit of that, but I can also see the benefit of just knowing where the story is going and only knowing your lines and knowing how to finish the scene going on the right direction, if that makes sense. It was a really good class. This is our second last class, so this must be week 7. It's just been flipping, would I say it's life-changing? Yeah, it's made me shift my way of thinking so much. I want to do the scene again. I want to do it over and over again and get it perfect. I think my main thing's about perfectionism. My room's a mess, but I don't care. There was part of the scene where he'd forgotten his lines and I didn't know what to do next. There was a point where I was meant to be very angry with him, and he was meant to be really passive and dismissive of me, so I was raging. He actually sneezed during one of my lines and I didn't know if that was real or not, but I reacted to it in a way where I was so enraged at how loud the sneeze was. That was like part of it. That was like part of the act. We got to like watch everyone was like so interesting. I loved watching everyone's because everyone brought something different to the table. Some people were really like sassy, some people were really just dismissive, some people were sobbing during their scenes. We all had to play the same scene, but we all were given a different way of playing it. I just thought it was fascinating, and I wish it could go on for the whole day. And I'm at that stage in my life where I actually don't know what I want to do. I know that I want to be creative, I know that I want to work in film of some sort, just I don't really know what, because there's so many opportunities, but I'm hoping to bring my designing and artistic skills to another field maybe. I just love film so much, I'm so obsessed with it. I just don't want this experience to end. It's just been so much fun. I'm in such denial that it's like the second last week. Well, we're gonna have one more session, so I'm in denial, and I just absolutely love it. I would be devastated to not keep going with this. I think it's such a nice way of like getting to know yourself as well, and like getting to know like human behaviour. If you're interested in behaviour and psychology, this would be such a cool like course or hobby to take up. I really love it. I really look forward to every single week, and it just brings me joy. Like, it genuinely just brings me so much joy. We'll see where it goes. At the moment I'm really content with it, with learning about it and just being curious. So yeah. Also, by the way, I got some makeup today. I took off my eyelashes, but I got a new like lip combo and I really like it. Girl. I like it. I will end this here, and next week I will be doing the last session, and I'm excited. Anyway, see you next week. Surprise! I have COVID. I'm not feeling very well. So we're gonna take the last class online. I'm so upset. So typical, but at least it didn't happen earlier on in the few weeks. So we're going to do an online session. I don't know how it's going to go. We'll see. It's going to be on Zoom, and I'm sad that it's the last session, but I'm just glad that we're all getting to see each other virtually. So yeah, I'm going to just log in just now. So we've just finished the last class. It was just on Zoom. It was a shame. I wish it was in person, but we didn't do any performances. We just went through another script and just talked about different ways we could play it, and we just talked about the industry and what courses to take next and things like that. So it was sad because obviously that group was really lovely. But I'm sure we'll see each other again in other classes. There's just so much that I learned from the course. I'm definitely going to do more classes. I've already signed up for a couple more classes, which I'm really excited about. Let me know if you are interested so I can maybe vlog that or document it just the same way that I've done here. But yeah, overall it's such an amazing experience. It's just a brilliant way to learn about different ways of being artistic. It's a good excuse to like meet like-minded people. And I just loved the whole experience, and I can't wait to do more. I cannot wait to do more. What is in that lens? Oh, it's just a thing. Hello. Everyone just walked past me. Oh my god, I'm so cringy. Bruce. Oh my god, I literally hate myself. And we just like analysed it in another way. What the fuck am I talking about?